What's going on, people? It's a little bit different of a video. This is actually an unboxing and kind of a product review right out of the box. You see my new project, the 225 gallon tank. So basically what's going to happen, 125 is going away, 225 is coming into the house after I get the stand built. But I have some time before I do that, so I kind of want to prepare before that happens. The deal is, this is a new canister filter. It's the Fluval FX6 that just came out recently. It's rated for a 400 gallon tank. I believe it's roughly moving 960 gallons per hour empty, and then it's drops down to, I believe it's somewhere around 600 gallons with media in it, give or take. I mean, you know, once you get debris and stuff in it, it won't move as quick. But so I'm going to show you what it looks like basically out of the box. I got it from Amazon. Got a pretty good deal on it. It's supposed to come with all the media that you need for it, so I guess we're going to see what's in it. I'm sure that there's some stuff that's not in there that I prefer, but we'll take a look at it and see what it is, and I'll tell you what I think. And then one thing I want to do though is, like I said, I've got a little while before that 225 comes in, but the bad thing about it is usually people get a new tank, new filters, a completely new system, and they put it all together and they want to proficient in immediately. Well, that tank hasn't rolled over or had time to start the beneficial bacteria and stuff. So what I'm actually going to do is, here in the next week or so, I'm actually going to hook this bad boy up on my 125 and replace the small filter. And it does a couple things. I'm going to take the media out of my small filter and put it in here to start the beneficial bacteria that's already in there, reproducing into the new filter. Plus, that filter, I'm basically going to take these two filters that's running on the 125 and put them directly on my 225. So when I get that all up and running, it's immediately got beneficial bacteria that's in there. After the water has been treated for chloramine or chlorine. I think we actually have chloramine in our city. But enough talking. Let's see what's in the box. So it come in a very large box. I was actually really shocked. I know this is a big filter, so I was going to kind of expect a big box, but not this big. Okay, so as you've seen, I pulled out some paper. Basically, it's almost filling the whole box that it came in to. Okay, so right out of the box, what I see on the front here is, like I said, FX6. It's rated for 1,500 liters or 400 US gallons, and it's doing 3,500 liters an hour or 925 liters per hour. Now I'm sorry, 3,500 liters per hour or 925 gallons per hour. Now, one thing I will point out here is that test result right there, that is with no media on it. If you read on Fluval's site, it will tell you that test of the gallons or liters per hour, that was with no media in it. So once you put that media in there, it is going to run a little bit slower, but that's still a tremendous amount of water turnover. you know, that's over 4 times what my tank will be. So you know, I think they recommend 2 to 3 times per hour, so I should be plenty. Plus, you know, I'm putting another filter on it that's rated for a 75-gallon tank, so I'm definitely going to have enough filtration. So I'm sure you could read around on this and look at some of this stuff, and I'll maybe scan in here a little bit closer. But it's got 3 baskets for media and sponge filters. It's got a double input back into the tank, and it's also got a drain right on the bottom of the canister, so you could actually pump water straight out of this out into your bathtub, your stool, your sink, wherever you pump your water out. You know, instead of using the Python hose into the tank, you can drain it directly out of this. You know, you have that pump pulling water out. You know, do water changes quicker if you want. You know, that's what I see on the front of the box. You know, I don't want to bore you with all this stuff, but open it up here. So as I start opening it here, it looks like my instructions right there on the front of this flap. So it just shows you how everything goes together. Tells you what each part number is in case you have to order more. So you know, I'll take a look at that a little bit later. And different languages. Looks like you got Portuguese, Spanish. So alright, so looks like we got an instruction book, a hose in the first package right there, a box full of parts. So, you know, here's all your nozzles and everything. You know, looks like it might be, I would judge that as a 1/2 inch hose or pipe. Man, you see that intake orifice? I mean, that's the size of my hand almost. You know, that's huge. You got, you know, a couple pieces to hold it on to the top of the tank. Some little suction cups and hose clamps. And then, you know, adjustable valves that mean turn on and off. Pretty stiff right now, being brand new and all. Oh, there it goes. You know, so you can shut the stuff on and off. So there's that. Here's this monster. I think it said it's a 17 inches across and about 20 inches tall. So another thing you want to do before you go ordering this sucker or building a stand for it is make sure you got enough room, because the last thing you'd want to do is spend money on this and get it and it not fit. You're going to be looking at somewhere probably around, depending on where you ordered it, I've seen it from anywhere $340 range all the way up to about $400. So you know, shop around, you can find a good deal. So basically, you know, these unscrew. They look like they're all loose right now. I'll have to read, but I'm guessing that these are flows of some kind. You know, I'm sure the directions will tell me what that is. But for this book, I'm, you know, just trying to show you what we got. Like I said, this is the first time I've opened this thing. So, first thing you open, see a tube going in. Important, please read, so I'll have to check that out. And then pull this out, and here's your tanks. So it looks like I said, there's 3 baskets here. Drop those down, And first basket looks like we got some sponges. So two round sponges here, and you know, like I said, they've got these big sponges in here on the sides. So it looks like each basket takes 2 of those white sponges there. They've got this ceramic biomedia, which I'll do a little bit video later on this, but I'm actually going to replace this with something else. It still hasn't came in the mail yet. It should be here this week, so I'll do another video on that. So, but it came with 2 of those bags, and then these look like bags maybe for like your carbon packs, little bags for your carbon packs. So, you know, I'm kind of disappointed that it doesn't have any carbon in there with it, because that's one of the things I use a lot of. I'll show you kind of what I use here. And actually, I don't even just use carbon. And it also doesn't come with this pre-filter, which isn't a big deal. But here's what I use. It's Fluval, but it's zeocarb. So it's got a zeolite and a carbon mix already done. I like that a lot better. You know, it eliminates, liquefies impurities and toxic ammonias, creates healthy 2-in-1, allows space for other media, and fresh wash only. Should say actually, eliminates odors, discoloration, and ammonias. So, I don't know, I've been using this ever since I've had filters, and very successful. And I missed this, but it does have a hose around here, much longer hose. It's, you know, for all this stuff right here. But that's what we've got. I'll get into that book and maybe do a little bit of a break here and come back and tell you what I think. But that's what we've got. Okay, one thing I've already seen that I forgot to mention. I knew about it, but starting to read through the information, I've seen it. This machine, it's one, it's self-priming. 2, by it being self-priming, it says what it'll do is the pump will run for approximately 1 minute to fill the canister. Then the pump will stop for approximately 2 minutes to evacuate air from the canister filter. And then every 12 hours after the pump's been running, it will stop for 1 minute to evacuate any air that's built up in the filter. So, you know, your filter's always working to keep the air out of it. You know, saves on all your equipment. But that's pretty cool. So I thought I'd mention that. Okay, after reading through the manual, it's basic stuff that any canister filter I've read through explains, you know, hooking the hoses up, you know, not having slack in them, not, you know, letting them bend too much. Basically, the most direct route from the top of your tank to your canister. Making sure everything's snug as you put the top back on. And it does break down though. Like I was saying, the test of the 925 gallons an hour, that was with no media in this. With media in it, it should run, unless you turn it down, it should run about 563 gallons per hour. And it states that biological volume, the canister should be able to hold 1.5 gallons, which is roughly 5.9 liters, or your filtration volume is 5.28 gallons, which is looks like 20 liters. You know, so this thing's holding quite a bit of water. So you want to make sure it's set up right, because because one, that'd suck if all that water started coming out, but two, if it's pumping that much water, it could basically drain your tank in a little less than an hour. Actually, 563 gallons an hour, 225 is what I'm going to have this set up on. So actually that drained my tank in about under a half of an hour. But yeah, everything's pretty basic. What they recommend is on the very bottom, this is basically a carbon sponge. Don't know if I'll really use that much. Heard mixed results about these. I've never had really good luck about it. What I usually do is, take one of these, like I said, these Zeo carb mix bags, and I'll throw a couple in there. I'll probably, in a filter this size, I'd probably throw about 3 or 4 in there. On top of that, next filter, you'd have your bio material, so you would throw that in there, which, like I said, I've got something different coming that I would put in there. On your top level, your first level that it goes through after it gets done, because what it's going to do, it's going to go through all these sponges, so the water gets pumped down to the very bottom of the canister, then rises back up into these sponges. After it's done going through these sponges, it spills over and it goes through these. So these are like your polishing pads. You could use these, and they've even got some finer polishing pads, but these are actually pretty fine when you start looking at them. So it goes through those, gets all the bigger particles that's still left from this mass material. Then it goes through your beneficial bacteria, start breaking down the waste that's in the water itself, the nitrates, the ammonias, and then it goes through that very last, that chemical filtration to take anything out the bios didn't get. And then again, it takes that material that's coming out of the bases of these, right here, it takes that water that's coming out of there and it pumps it back up into your aquarium. So that's basically it. I'm hoping to have some good results. As I've got this up and running, I'll give some updates. Like I said, right now it's only going to be on the 125 gallon, but it will be getting moved over to the 225 when I get it hooked up and running, because this one's going away. But that's what I've got. So thanks for watching, and updates to come.